to micromanage you. I'll leave you all to your craft, to your trades. Remember, though, 8 hours when that boat touches down. That boat is going to be touching down here at Helmbreaker, and I give it 2 to 3 hours. So that's 10 hours total. 2 hours head start. Good luck. So, when the boat touches down, that's when that clock begins. That 8-piece clock. You guys can call it hour of reckoning. You guys have until... So, if you guys bung up rolls, I will offer you a devil's bargain. I will let you guys maybe not suffer as many consequence, but it takes an hour. Ooh. So that is a potentiality. Maybe you guys won't need it. I don't know. Oink, Scoop, we're gonna need it. Oinks, oinks. I will do a quick draft of Helmbreaker in a really, really shitty way. Mm-hmm. It's an X. Oh, here's the way in. Here's the place is built as an X with each portion of the X being a cell block. So you guys are in the last cell block D. There is an entryway, which is where it leads to quote unquote the outside world, but more importantly, where the docks and stuff are at. And then the yard itself is like that. And then the guard quarters are along the pathway in. And they also have the chime tower. That chime tower is the thing keeping away the ghosts of the world and keeping you guys alive, essentially. Of course, the chime tower only has so much capability. There are cracks in the earth here at Helmbreaker Prison. It is built on a rock. A big rock that is surrounded by, sort of like Alcatraz. It is built on a rock. In this rock, there are fissures into the earth. Ghosts can sometimes seep through the fissures. So for Iris, that is probably where some of your spooky friends come from, are the cracks in the earth where they just sort of peek in. They peek in, realize there's a chime tower active, and like, damn, this sucks. And but they still keep peeking in because ghosts are insane in this world. So, yeah, insane and 99% of the time inconsolable. 99% of the time, not 100 though. So. So anyways, class, here we're describing a battery. So here's the battery, and then here's the circuit.
Where's the potato?
Ate it in.
You're the potato.
Oh, I'm the potato.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there are other segments. I guess it's probably a processing point on this left segment here. And then there are like shops, like workshops and stuff that, again, where the prison jobs happen, they're probably like in the in-betweens of the X-wings. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's a prison. Real quick, clean, simple.
Whereabouts would be like medical, just in one of the...
Probably be in... Actually, it probably would be in the processing segment. Like, this is like the more logistical...
Makes sense.
Yeah. Right. So I'll just say this is... So... So these are cell blocks. The points of the X are cell blocks. These are wings. Well, and so there's a west wing, a north wing, a south wing, but no east wing because that's the prison yard.
In the same vein as medical, I imagine they would have a spot to store dead bodies, at least temporarily, until a boat could come to get rid of them. Or do they just like dump them? What's the process there?
Officially, there is a morgue right next to the medical wing. I know, right? Positive energy, right?
That's where they go.
Officially, there is a morgue. That's usually only used for important people, or people that other people are keeping tabs on. If you're a nobody, they probably just drop your body over the edge into the waiting, raging waters and sharks and things like that. So. Usually they just throw your body over the wall and call it a day.
Probably like 80% of the time it's like, and into the pits.
you know the end of Lighthouse? Yeah, you become that.
What's the roof of the prison like? Is it slanted, flat? Are there patrols up there?
It is. There is a what's the term? Awning atop it, a slanted awning that just sort of like siphons water down to the sides. Always to in between the wings. So never into the prison yard and never in the in-between of the way out and then the actual wings themselves. Guard do patrol up there. There is an open sliver, right? So if we imagine like this is the roof, right? That's the roof. There are catwalks around the edges, the perimeters of the wings. All of this is open air. So from the bottom of the cell block, you can see to the top of it. The wings themselves just slant down. No windows or ceilings or anything like that. No walking space either. They're way smaller than the cell blocks themselves, obviously. So less of a care there. So, my friends, as you guys begin making your way back to the heart, oh yeah, I guess there is like an open air, or not open air, a sunroof, not sunroof, no, yeah, sunroof. The sunroof windowed like dome in the center of all the wings of the cell blocks. As you guys are gonna make your way to the heart of the cell blocks, what plans you guys got? You guys have a 2-hour head start.
Mm-hmm.
How's it set up?
Once the profane soul gets here, things are going to be way different for security purposes entirely.
So let's get as much done as we can now.
Well, maybe not way different for you guys. I guess for prisoners, it's the same as always, but for the guards, it's different. What objectives do you guys want to lay out? What do you when you guys think of prison break, a breakout? What are the things that they try to do?
Secure access to means of escape.
Get keys.
So
All right.
To guarantee
Get
we can get to the boat. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Step
Which
one
will be here.
Yeah, the circle. There's technically like a whole dock there, but I think it's probably just a big warehouse that holds like the spare boats, or not spare boats, but the maintenance boats. Yeah. So step one: gain access to the outside world. Or maybe that's not step one. That's a grand objective. Is gain access.
I was
to
gonna say
the
that's
outside
kind of. I feel like that's escape is the objective.
world. Yeah, you're right.
Objective survive.
I was thinking more like gather intel if you don't have any, which it seems like we have pretty good intel in the prison since we've been here, and
Yeah,
since
like
we
that
have
right here.
Mr. Fox's, web of intel. I'm sure we could get any questions we have answered about the prison itself.
And you
In
guys can always
terms
ask
of-
it midway.
We need to figure out how to get past the guards' quarters on our way to our escape, which is securing a route, yes, but it's
What type of route?
what?
What type of route? A sneaky route?
Right.
Disguise route? Climbing around it route?
I was thinking climbing
I'm-
around it.
Oh yeah.
I think Kirill would say, if I thought it was possible, there'd be nothing stopping me from hacking my way through every guard here. But I'm one man, and I doubt any of you are the hacking type.
Gives you a look like, what do you think?
Yeah, no, thank you.
I'm quite alright.
So,
Which means
hacking.
if we can't go through them, going under or over is the way to go.
I have thoughts about going through. I have connections in the medical ward.
Are you a doctor?
Shakes head. But I'm in well with one of the nurses.
I bet you are.
I can at least
do you mean by
try
that?
to get a
What does he
place
mean by that?
through the guards' barracks.
Through
What
the
did you
guard.
say, sorry?
I have a. I hesitate to call him a friend, but he's one of the guards.
Then you should very much hesitate. Who is it?
Oh, he likes me. I'm more indifferent on him.
Guards don't like anyone. How much
They do
does
if you have enough money.
mean,
I will
once you
say-
have the shove, we could probably just drug him.
Common currency here in the prison, just like the real world, is cigarettes. Everyone needs to let off steam here, and cigarettes have no like negative side effects, so might as well, right? Yeah, baby, with this era,
No,
we haven't discovered the debuff yet in the tech tree.
In fact, they're good for your health.
Exactly, so everyone should be smoking all around. So yeah, cigarettes with no negative side effect whatsoever. Everyone smokes them. Especially here.
Puff.
Also, it's a way to keep warm because it's fucking cold around here all the goddamn time.
Speaking of which, Kiro will throw down his hand-rolled cigarette and stamp it out with his fucking foot, and point to Grossman and Solicitor. Which I don't know if do we know each other's names?
You guys can know each other's aliases at 100%. Knowing each other's names, I would say it's fair game because it's always prison rule, right? All the big fish, all the existing fish know when the new small fish come in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, keep tabs. I'll make the tool tips for your guys' tokens, so you guys have an easier time.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Show.
Icon will point to Grossman's and then Solicitor and say, "You said we could drug them. Not a bad idea." Does your
Depends on the application. That's the only problem.
That's
does
the only
your,
problem, not acquiring it.
Oh no.
or
This
how
is a prison. You can get anything.
I'm sure you can.
how close are you and your nurse friend?
Very. He like narrows his eyes at you.
Then it sounds like getting the drugs won't be an issue. What might be an issue is making sure they all take them. Does your guard friend, old man, know how we might be able to get all the guards to rest, shall we say?
I'm sure he can think of something.
Then I suppose you should go see your guard friend. You should go see your nurse friend.
Seems I've hurt my wrist yet again. His arm goes limp. You may or may not have heard rumors at some point in the prison of this one guy who somehow keeps getting his wrist broken. He must be a real asshole to,
Must
have
be very
someone
frail.
constantly.
My leg.
Always with the wrist and never the mouth or the jaw, huh? I see how it's.
Uh-huh.
Can't wait for you to roll badly.
Gross man, you go with him. You know what to look for, I wager.
Yeah, I'm. What's this? Yeah. No, yeah. No,
Yeah, no, yeah.
What
You say
about
yes
you?
or no?
yeah, no. Yeah.
Iris, there you go. What about? Well, I'm not gonna say her name. What about you, medium? Do the ghosts have any whispers that you've
Who's this one?
been keen on, that have pricked your ears?
I have a question.
Mhm.
What are the ghosts like? Like, are they like poltergeists? Can they move stuff?
Some
Or
can possess people. Some could kill someone by ripping their soul out. The ghosts are, in a way, they all can do it, but in a way, none of them can do it. If that makes sense, right? Like they all have the same spectral capability. The question is how many of them are cognizant of said capabilities, and they're all insane. So in theory, any ghost you meet, if you give them the right instruction and nudge and persuasion, can do what all of them can do. The catch is connecting to someone that's beyond the world and insane and telling him like, hey, I need a favor. Can you rip that guy's soul out? Right? Like it's the whole thing to do that. But you're the only one. You're one of the few people that can do it. And if you don't want to talk to a ghost, there are occultists My bad, not all cultists. They're just cultists. There are cultists in the prison too that you guys can always talk to as well. I'm sure they'd be keen on getting something done.
Alright.
So they can throw stuff. I will say, ghosts are visible. There are no invisible ghosts.
Okay.
I guess they're invisible if they are in the ground because you can't see into the ground. But aside from that, they're not invisible.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Iris says that she'll ask around to her spirit friends, figure out what she can find out.
Having a ghost on our side would be a good boon.
Mm-hmm.
People tend to underestimate that which lost its mind. Which means I either have to go with the cultist, whether it's true or not, he's gonna call Iris a cultist, or an old man while he goes and talks to his guard friend. He flips a coin.
Which though?
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't say.
Okay. Okay, we'll do it again. 1 is ghost, 2 is old man.
1 is ghost, 2 is old man.
Okay.
2 is old man.
2 is old man.
Yep.
Old man.
Picks it up, catches it. I don't think I'm good at talking to people in positions of authority, but something tells me neither are you.
Neither are you.
Yeah, that's a very fair point, but we can at least try.
What is your friend's name?
Carlin.
Is Carlin a God-fearing man?
I suppose he is.
Let's go talk to Carlin.
Oh, I need to know. Hey, Tinko. So, you guys split up.
Team break.
Although it is definitely a thing of actually not cop. Roll me 1d4.
1d4.
Let's see which cell block Carlin is patrolling in when you guys locate him. He's in B. B block. B block.
He blocked.
E-block, baby.
So, those of you that are going to the nurse hospital area are entering the West Wing. Those of you going to talk to Carlin are going to B block. B block. B block. Meanwhile, for you, Iris, it's your call as to where you want to go. There are a few places where ghosts eke into this. The most common spots are at the edge of the prison yard, which you guys can imagine the prisoners are so thrilled with getting to share their open space with specters beyond the world. But there are other breaches in the C block and B block as well. The furthest points from the chime tower. So, where do you want to go?
I'll probably go to the prison yard.
Roger. It's yard time. You guys can't sit down on it, right?
Maybe,
You guys
maybe you can incite someone getting shanked, and you can just ask a fresh one.
Damn.
So I can tell you guys this: you guys all have spirits. You guys do not make a ghost. That is part of the setting.
Oh.
Yes. I would reveal more, but spoilers.
That would be killing.
Spoilers.
We'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you die, you don't become a ghost. You go to somewhere, some afterlife.
Go to Mega Hell.
Which afterlife is a debated question amongst the many religions of the world that oftentimes fight each other. But that's not here nor there. Something Crusades. Tango, get out of here! I love you, but you're getting in the way. So, I will roll a 3-sided coin.
I will roll a 3-sided coin.
Indeed. Tango, please stop. Please, buddy, I'm busy. we will go. 1 is the West Wing. 2 is B block. 3 is prison yard.
Oh.
To the prison yard.
I'm not too excited.
If you want, I could go to someone else. It's your call.
She's had
Oh,
to go first the whole time today.
Yeah, I
it's
have,
funny.
Fair enough. So we need to like relearn some aspects away from D&D. So how it goes isn't I ask you guys to do a roll when you try to do something. We do the roll to figure out what the fuck you do in the first place. So it's actually the inverse. So let's do the inverse, shall we? Spot. Actually, let me open every sheet. I'm pretty sure you have a tune. I think that's a spooky one. I think it's a tune. Yeah, it is a tune.
Okay.
Can you roll me your attune skill? It's going to ask you questions. You guys are in a controlled position currently. I forgot what the next question is. I think it's a fact. Of which I would say you're having a normal effect. And I don't recall if there's any questions after that. It asks you these questions every time you roll, so we're probably going to memorize them at some point.
Okay. Do I just click on it?
Yeah, you just click on the name and I'll begin prompting all these questions.
Alrighty.
I think the third thing is like, oh, how many bonus dice do you have?
Oh, 0. So simple.
Easy as.
Okay.
so you're-
it's-
So you're in a controlled position.
Oh,
With a
Okay.
normal attack.
controlled. Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna give you like multiple prompts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the effect is
Normal.
So standard. Okay.
Or standard, yeah. I'm going to use.
Okay.
And then no bonus dice.
Okay.
Hey,
So-
that's-
So there are only 3 states we care about. 1 to 3 in which you fucking fail. A 4 and a 5, which is a mixed success. And then a 6. A 6 which means you succeed with no consequence, repercussion, etc., etc. We take the highest die result. So you got a 5. We ignore the 2. Fuck off 2. You got a 5. So you do succeed, but at what cost? At what cost? As you begin making your way out to the prison yard, passing by a number of other prisoners who do their own usual. Some of them catcall, some of them tell you to fuck off, some of them try to recruit you into a gang, some of them try to recruit you into a cult, but that's either here or there. Some people are just working out, so I don't think really there's nothing you can do in the yard, aside from talking to people. You begin making your way to the edge, where the light begins getting dimmer and dimmer from the floodlights of your prison. So, what consequence are we going to inflict upon you? You could suffer a little bit of harm. Maybe someone knifes you on the way out. Maybe the ghost attacks you before you actually get to cooperate. We can accelerate time by an hour. You guys have a 2-hour head start, right? 2 whole hours. You guys could lose an hour.
No.
Ugh.
This is a collaborative storytelling experience. You tell me which one sounded enticing to you, or if you think of something else, some other alternative that you think is a fair consequence, repercussion. We could use that too, if it works. So you tell me, what are you feeling? What's the cut of your jib? G?
I mean, how do we know how bad I'll be injured if I take the injured route?
You would suffer. So if you guys look on your sheet on the middle left, there's harm.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 tiers. If you fill up a tier and you suffer something of that tier, it just goes to the next one. The less effect ones are more of a narrative one. You're still suffering them, but they're little ticks. The 2 you notice is -1d. Yeah, it's because you're actually losing dice at that point. 3 is you are in need of medical attention. You are critically injured. If you finish out if you get a 3 when you already have a 3, or if you fill out your whole harm chart, your character suffers a major repercussion. This might include crippling them or outright killing them. Whatever the story demands, right? So you're in a controlled position though, right? You're not in any major danger. If you're in a desperate situation and you suffered harm, then we might be starting talking the higher tiers here, but you're in a control position. These are nice and safe. So you'd only be taking that bottom tier, the less effect one.
Okay. All right. Let's do that one then. I don't want to lose an hour.
Fair enough. You begin making your way out to the edges of the prison yard and looking around for the fissures, the cracks in the prison yard's earth where the sea has continuously eroded this latter eastern half of the island. You see the fences most dilapidated due to this erosion because there's no ground under them, but in that sunken, crusted earth is where your friends are. You call to them. What does it look like when you call to the spirits? Do you do anything? Do you just shout? I don't know. What does it look like?
Oh god, I didn't even put any thought into that.
Do you smoke something? Do you say something in like a fucking garbled devil speak way? Like what are we thinking here? What sounds fun to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna I know it wouldn't make any sense, but I think I'm gonna smoke weed.
Hey, no, you got a little sheesh on you. You keep a little thing on you for yourself. Again, narrative storytelling system. It's, when people say save one for yourself, this is what you say for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You pull out this pipe you got your little stash. We don't talk about who your dealers are. Never disclose your sources, right?
Mm-hmm.
You light it up and exhale out, just like your token right there. That.
Yep.
Some pale blue smoke begins to emit out as a slight wave of relaxation envelops you, but also opens up your senses to this world beyond. You see the pale blue smoke fall to the ground, heavier than air after a few moments, and it seeps into the earth through the little cracks and fissures. And then you see a hand begin to push its way out, incorporeal, half clutching that blue smoke you just deposited into the ground. And you smile. Successful whisper you are once again as you crouch down and look over to it, ready to get some backup, get some aid. As you reach down to the ghost, it suddenly forces its hand, pushing all of its arm down to where its shoulder would be out, and grabs at your pipe-holding hand. And as it clutches at your wrist, your arm begins tingling. You begin losing sensation in it. Please put in one of the boxes, it doesn't matter which one, on the bottom tier, tier 1, numb. Numb, parentheses, arm. Left or right arm, your call.
Okay.
So until you heal that, you know how that sensation of when you sleep on your limb, it's like all tingly, like static, and if you like jostle it too much, it like sends like a pang of like sensation. That is now your arm for the foreseeable future.
Oh damn. Okay.
So again, it's not major harm. You're not losing a limb. It just throws you off. It just throws you off a bit.
Okay.
That's a
As this, truly, yeah, I guess so. As this thing grabs at you, this pipe-holding hand of yours, you let go of the pipe, and the sheesh you put in it falls out, trickles, boom, 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 falls out of it, and the hand lets go of you, grabs at it, and tries to yank it into the earth, but it's a physical thing. There's ground in the way. It can't yank it. And despite the now numbed arm you have, you can bargain with it. All you gotta do is kick that sheesh into the earth, and, Bob's your uncle. What do you request of the ghost? This ghost that really wants to get its own high up, apparently. Or you can just tell it to wait around. You don't need to necessarily make a demand of it yet. you could have it in the wing, so to speak. Or maybe literally, now I think about it.
Oh shit, I don't know.
It is a spectral force.
Could be better to just keep it in the wing for now and wait until the group's all together. You know,
You think so?
maybe. I don't know. That way, maybe we're all there. We can all work out a question to ask it.
I mean, if it's okay with waiting around, or if it's going to.
Yeah.
Then-
Well,
that's
question
fair.
to ask it is different. You guys are making a request of it. Ghosts, when they talk, don't. To a whisper, they can understand them. To most other people, they sound like a madman screaming. What it can do, you guys can ask it a question. I'm not saying you can, but you guys can also ask it to do something. If you guys need to ice a guard, possess a fool, whatever it is, it has to be fast though, because you guys are next to a chime tower, and that thing like actively hurts the ghost. So the ghost wants to fulfill its commitment and get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Okay.
But they are relatively bound to their word. So then most ghosts won't cheat you. Some special ghosts will, but most of them don't. So it's your call what you want him to do. Him, her, they, it.
I know you said that the bells would like hurt it, but could it stick around for a little bit?
Yeah, so
That's all.
if it could just be in the earth,
Okay.
because the chime doesn't penetrate anywhere as well in just straight through like stone and ground. So in a way, it could just be following underneath you the whole time as you
Okay.
begin making your way back.
All right.
Helmbreaker Prison's a really solid prison, but it's not spectrally solid. there are materials that keep out ghosts outright, but this place isn't funded enough to get that shit. My bad. My bad, let me rephrase that. It was funded enough to get that shit. The funds were stolen.
Worse.
My bad. Embezzled. I say stolen. Embezzled.
Same thing.
Mm.
Which is probably why they're sending a profane soul out here, because they thought the funds were being put to good use. But yeah, that's potato. Don't worry about it. So, do you want him to follow you around?
Yeah, let's get him to follow me around, please.
You have gained a spectral follower, who is like a land shark in the fucking earth, land angler in the earth, following you around underneath you, tracking you by the hashish that you got in your pocket. Almost like a
Maybe
stray
we can turn
dog.
it into communications devices.
No, I mean you sort of can't. That's not the point.
Huzzah.
So, you return back successful. Your arm hurts, or it's tingly, but successful. Let's switch gears, shall we? What did I say? 1 was West Wing, 2 was B. Yeah, B because B is the second letter of the alphabet.
Mhm.
All right, so. All right, we're going to the nurse's office. Hello, nurse.
Hello,
Let's
nurse.
go.
There are many nurses, in fairness, but I digress. Hello, one specific nurse.
Ooga, ooga.
So, solicitor and Grossman. Grossman. My
Grossman,
apologies.
it's
I want to. Yeah, Grossman. my
Gross,
bad.
man.
Solicitor and Grossman, you guys make your way to the medical ward. When, actually, again, we got to switch out the D&D mindset. You got to switch out the D&D mindset. Roll first, then describe scene. Roll first, then describe scene. What skills are you guys attempting to use for your respective objectives?
Okay, I think that I'm going to try and... You specifically, you gotta get the drugs, right? That's our entire goal
Ascertain and
being
get the
here.
drugs.
Right.
Remember, this is sort of like skill checks in our D&D campaign. If you guys can figure out a way to logically describe how you get about to it, any skill is in theory on the table. In theory.
Mhm.
I would like to attempt to. I don't know if we study or survey. I'm going to lean towards study as opposed to survey because I'm good at study, not good at survey. To try and decipher if there is actually stuff in here we could use. Well, I guess that's a question. Do we want to just have something that becomes like an aerosolized thing that is undetectable, and then all the guards in the area pass out? We want something that they imbibe, and then they get a little too drunk and pass out? Do we want something that will just fucking kill them?
Well, that's the thing, is that's what